What's going on, y'all? It's TCG here, back again with another Market Watch Mondays, and yes, that's right, it's finally time to start taking a look at OP07. If you didn't know, pre-release event was this weekend. I'm recording this on Sunday the 23rd, just for your knowledge, and prices for this set aren't looking too horrible off the jump, they definitely are pre-release prices still, and we'll get into that a little bit more into the video, but for now, I do think that this is a little bit more reasonable for some of these card prices, in pre-release stage than we've seen in the past. I think that there is a lot more of this product going around, and maybe I'm wrong about that. Yet to see still, but yeah, before we jump into this, I want to shout out today's sponsor. That's going to be Dueling Guard. If you haven't checked it out yet, their One Piece collection is live right now. They also have some amazing other stuff like their Dragon Ball Z Showdown collection, as well as their new Overlord collection. Those are both beautiful, but we all play One Piece here. You want to see the One Piece stuff, and I definitely recommend getting your hands on some of this stuff. As you can see, some of it's already starting to sell out now, so make sure to go to that link in the description. Use that code GUMGUMTCG to save yourself a little bit of cash at checkout. Huh? You still aren't using Dueling Guard? Then you aren't using the best TCG accessories on the market. Dueling Guard makes the highest quality TCG deck boxes with the most stunning artwork I've ever seen. Their modular design allows for easy access to your decks and dice. They don't just make deck boxes, they also make the highest quality binders with side-loading pages to keep your expensive cards safe and protected. They also make high-quality playmats and now even sleeves. I personally use their sleeves on all of my cards and cannot go back to another sleeve after I've been using theirs. They are grippy and slick when you need them to be, and I have no doubts that my cards are protected in them. Gear up with Dueling Guard to protect your cards in style. Don't forget to use code GUMGUMTCG to get a discount at checkout. Alright, y'all, so without further ado, let's just get into it. And like I said, things for this aren't looking too crazy off the bat. Like I said, I feel like when we were looking at 06, 07, 04, or not 07, 06, 05, and 04, stuff like that, even EB, the prices for some of the cards were just outrageous at times, even in the pre-release stage. And now I really think it started to calm down. So let's just take a look from the top down. And we have BOA here with some listings, and someone did buy one. There was a sale at 2,400, which I think is way too much for this. It is our first waifu manga card. I believe it's the only waifu manga card, so it does have that waifu text to it. It does have that extra value there, but if this person had just waited even another day, maybe they could have gotten it for $1,850, which is quite a bit less. We're talking like $550, not to mention the tax on this. So yeah, I'd say if you're interested in picking up the manga, I would definitely give it a little bit of time. The set's not even officially out yet, and once it is, this will come down a little bit. I don't see it being $2,000. I'm not really sure where I want to put a number on this yet. With the Zoro, I was kind of right about that. It went down, and now I believe it is right around, if not a little under $1,000 right now, and that's where I thought it would land. And I'm going to say this one's going to be a little bit above 1,000, just because it is Boa Hancock. It is a waifu. People definitely want this for their collection, and yeah, I want to say it'll probably be a little over 1,000, and definitely getting it graded helps and keeps that value up and stuff like that. It will hold value too, I do believe, but for now, I would not go ahead and buy this card. I would definitely wait on that. And then now let's go ahead and take a look at cases. So if you look at the graph when they were first listed, I believe the first sale we had was at 1,800 back in January, which is kind of absurd. That's a lot for this product. I do think this is a good set. It introduces a lot of new players into the meta. It introduces a lot of cards that give a lot of other decks solid chances to come into the meta, and yeah, I like it, but not for $2,000. I don't think that's, I mean, we're talking like $800 more than MSRP, and it's very hard to find boxes, especially of new sets, at MSRP right now, and hopefully that'll change down the line. I mean, Bandai did say that they're working on printing more product, and I do believe in that. We've even seen reprints recently with the reprint of Romance Dawn. If you haven't checked out last week's Market Watch, go check that out above my head, as well as in the description below. But yeah, I do think this is a lot. If you're wanting to buy a case, I would not buy it at this price, honestly. If you're a collector and you're wanting to keep it sealed, try and work something out with someone else, maybe your LGS if they have enough product, or maybe a friend that you might know that's getting some product. But $2,000 is quite a bit of money for a set that I don't think is worth that much. If it was me, I personally wouldn't try to pay more than $1,300 or $1,400. And if I can't find it, then I wouldn't get it. But I think that is quite a bit. So let's go ahead and look at the box price. And box price is $180. I feel like that's a jump. I feel like I looked at this yesterday and they were at about $140, $150. I might be wrong about that, but I could have swore I saw these for cheaper. Yeah, these were cheaper literally yesterday. I mean, we're talking like $160 down to $150, and people had just saw that and started eating it up. So box prices have shot up to $180, which I do think is quite a bit much. Personally would not pay this much for a box. I was able to get my hands on one at my local pre-release, but I had store credit that I was able to use to help mitigate that price point. They did want $180 for it, and people were paying it, but personally myself, I used a whole bunch of store credit, so I did not have to pay that much. And yeah, I probably would recommend staying away from this price point as well. If you're itching for the cards, I'd recommend singles. For now, like if you really, really need them immediately, I would just pre-order your singles, get them as fast as possible. But if you can wait, I would recommend waiting and just seeing how this really plays out. There are a lot of heavy hitters in this set and a lot of really good cards, but I think if you wait, I see this box settling around $130 with the influx of product. And yeah, I just, once everybody can list and sell on here, you know, we are limited to certain sellers because it is in that pre-sale phase. And now let's talk about double pack and why I think that you should not spend your money on double packs. I think that double packs are, if they are not MSRP, they are a massive scam. Now, hear me out. In a double pack, there are, I believe, 8 sets of 2 packs each and 1 Dawn pack. So you're getting 8 Dawn. You're not even getting a full play set of Dawn because 1, they're mixed. There's 2 Dawns in here, and 2, there's only 8. Okay? And even if you were to get all 10, usually these Dawns start out at about $1 to $2, maybe $3 if they're a really cool Dawn and people really want them. But you're not getting a full playset, and you're not even, I mean, you probably won't even get half a playset of the Dawn you want out of one double pack case set. You're only getting 16 packs. Now, I think people like these because the ratios aren't guaranteed, where you could theoretically pull an alt in every single pack just like a blister. I'm not certain on that. I might be wrong about that. Don't quote me. I have heard some people say that you're guaranteed like 2 alts in a double pack 8 box like this, but for $250, I think it's way better to buy a booster box, even at $180, and then buy the Dawn you want. Like, you are not getting your money's worth out of this unless you're paying MSRP from the shelf of a big box store, and they're selling it for like $10 a double pack. I was able to find a bunch of it in 04 format, and I paid like $8, $10 a piece, and it was worth it. You know, I did hit some cards, I hit some supers, I hit some alts, I got some cool Dawn out of it, but at the end of the day, you're talking 16 packs for $250 a piece. I mean, that's really crazy to me. Honestly, I would not recommend that. And even just the regular double packs themselves, not in the big box, people are wanting $40 a pop for them, which is insane. And what's crazier to me is that people are buying these. I really caution you to not buy these and tell you, please stay away from this. This is easily the biggest waste of money I've ever seen in this game. You're paying $40 for 2 packs and a Dawn that's going to be $1. Like, and then people are buying these as well. Like, I could maybe understand buying these if you're a reseller on Whatnot or something like that, but still at this price point, you're going to have to sell these packs for $40 a piece to even make your money back. Like, it's just not worth it, man. I would stay away from double packs unless you find them at your big box. Now, regular packs, where you're looking at like $7 a piece, and I think that's just because it's pre-release, but I caution you, please do not buy sealed packs off of TCG Player like this because they are almost 100% dead packs. I cannot say that they won't be dead packs because there's a possibility there is a good store doing the good justice of their heart, opening a fresh box and selling the packs one by one like that. But I want to say that 9 times out of 10, these are going to be people that have opened a box and have leftover packs, and they're just putting them on here to make the extra money because they know there's not another SR or alt art in the pack. So please do not buy these packs off of here for $7 a piece. Unless you know it's like at your locals, you know, they just opened a new box or the hits are still live in the box. You know, you want to at least try to get your money out of your $7 pack, even if it's a SR, right? Like if you were to buy, like this guy, 10 unopened booster packs for $6.88 a piece, he spent about $70. They spent about $70 to buy these packs, and probably won't pull anything out of them. You know, if they end up pulling it, if you're watching this video and this is you that just bought these and you end up pulling something, let me know down in the comments below, because that'd be pretty funny. But I almost guarantee you that these are not hit packs. No SRs, no alt arts or anything. Now, let's get into the real money of the set, the hits, the alts, the supers, and stuff like that. Like I said, we're going from the top down, so we have a lot to cover. We do have quite a bit of cards to talk about, so I'm going to try and run through them fast because we will be revisiting this set next Monday on another Market Watch after it's officially out to look at how drastic the price drops are. But to kick things off, we have Onami SP, and people want this. People love this card. It's a great card for yellow, really, really powerful, and yeah, it already has an alt art from 06 that looks good, but that card has been going down in value ever since this one was announced, and people want this. This is going to be your max rarity version of this card, and we have sales at 170. You know, not only for players, but this is also a great collector card. It's a Nami card. People love their Nami cards, and it's even got Otama on it. It's beautiful. I'd love to see this in person. I really want to see it in person because the foiling on it looks, or I imagine the foiling on it is going to look amazing. Now, 180, that is crazy in pricing, but we have seen other SPs do the same thing and sell for this much. The Charlotte Linlin 10 drop was selling for around this much not that long ago. So if you pull it, I would try to move it or get it graded if you're wanting to keep it. Next, we have Jewelry Bonnie leader. This is going to be your most expensive leader of the set. Why? Because it's Jewelry Bonnie, and it's not a bad leader. Like, it's a pretty good leader for this format. And yeah, 130, probably wouldn't pay it. You know, I'm trying to hold off on getting alt leaders until near the end of a set because the value on them just goes tanking near the end of the set's life when a new one is about to come out. So if you're wanting to pick up these alt leaders and stuff, if you can hold off, I'd recommend waiting until right before September or something like that before 08 comes out. But 130, not a horrible price. You know, I thought it would be more, but same with Lucci. I thought they would be battling for the top, but they are not. Lucci's about $10 cheaper, and we do have sales for this price and even higher. People did buy these at 180. I want to see the Bonnie real quick, actually, because I want to say, oh, wow, people paid. Yeah, we did have one for 180 on here as well. So these are the two that are battling for the top spot, and I do think that Lucci will overtake Bonnie. Actually, I'm going to hold my silence for a while because I'm not really too sure about these. These are both really good leaders for this format, and they both look really nice, and I think that they will both have good value to them. Boa. Now, I thought this one would be up there right there with them, and for pre-release, it is about 120, but I do see this one going down, as well as Dragon. This one is already down. We did have one person buy this for $140, two of them for $140, and right now, I mean, your lowest verified for a near mint is 82, which that's really not that bad for pre-release, you know? I mean, Dragon's not your most competitive leader, but usually leaders are like closer to $100, and we still have what, two more leaders after this to go, which here's your next one, Vegapunk. This one's only $70. You know, someone did buy one at 120, but if they had waited a couple weeks, you could have gotten it for $67, which is not a bad price at all. And I do see this being a cheaper leader. I see this as well as Dragon, and then also Foxy being cheaper leaders. Now, let's talk about our treasure rare. Why does Bandai keep giving us these shitty fucking alt arts of cards? I don't know, but here's a law reprint. Yeah, I think this art's all right. I want to see it in person and see how it really looks. I don't know the hit rates on these. I want to say they're probably about 2 per case, just like with the Nami, but these were cheap. these were at about 90 bucks. People were buying them up, and yeah, it shut them out, and now they're 170 for your lowest near mint verified. Not bad. I do like having value on a card like this where it's hard to pull and you might get it and replace one of your other hits in the box. So you can at least move it, get your money's worth out of it. Somebody's going to want it somewhere, but I don't know. I feel like for treasure rares, we're kind of getting shafted right now. The OCG has God packs, and I believe they also have treasure rares. Let me know about that down in the comments if you know how that works. But I feel like we're getting shafted pack-wise. Now, next we have Ace. This is going to be our one of your big hits out of the box, the Secret Rare Alt Art Ace. Really nice card, really playable. People really want this right now. But $90? That's kind of, I mean, I won't say it's too crazy. Cat Alt Art was still pretty expensive. Even on its release, it was about this price, I want to say, and it only went up. So Sabo, though, I don't see the Sabo holding this value, just because Sabo is not as playable as Ace. Ace can fit into almost any yellow deck, whereas Sabo feels a little more specific in what black decks it can go in. I guess it's very generic. You could put it into any black deck, but not every version runs this. You know, there's Rob Lucci builds that run Stussies. There's Rob Lucci builds that run Sabos. There's some that run both, I guess. But I do not see this holding an $85 price point. I could see this going down to about $50. Next, we have Dofi. This is a crazy awesome SP, but I don't see it holding $88. I do see it going down a little bit. Maybe not too far down from this, but I don't see it being $90. Next, we have Luffy, Egghead Luffy, and 70 bucks. Yeah, I'm not surprised at this, but I don't see it holding that value and that price point either. I do see it coming down to maybe about 50 bucks, maybe even less than that, but it does have a good home in a couple decks, especially the Black Yellow Luffy and the other Three Brothers leaders. Next, we have Bonnie at about 60, you know. I don't see it holding that either. Like, this is a good card, but really only played in a couple green decks, and the only real competitive green deck right now is going to be Bonnie. So I don't see this holding value right now, but I could see this as a sleeper card that goes back up in value once we get another good green leader. Now, next we have Sanji Parallel, and I thought this one would be higher, and I do think this one will hold some value. Maybe not $65, but I want to say this will land about $50 and probably stick because it goes in Law and just about every other purple leader. This card is crazy. Very, very powerful generic card for purple, and people are going to be fiending for this to make their Law deck max rarity. Next, we have Lilith, and this is really only a Vegapunk card. I guess you could play it in another deck that plays a bunch of Egghead cards, but the trigger will not work because your leader's not Vegapunk. This really is pretty Vegapunk specific, and I do not see it being $44. I could see this being 20 or less. Next, we have Foxy Leader, and this is one of the lowest leader prices I think I've seen on a pre-release leader, and I know this leader's a little bit more of a meme. You know, it's not dog awful or anything, but I do think that it is outshined by all the other leaders in this set. But 56 bucks, I don't think is a bad price on pre-release at all. I do see this being one of our cheaper leaders, right around 20, 25 bucks. So if you're wanting this, hold off. It will go down. And then Basil Hawkins, $45. This is not going to hold. You have to have Supernova leaders to take full advantage of this card. And unfortunately, we only have 4 green Supernova leaders. So yeah, 4, I'm pretty sure. So don't really think this is going to hold that price point. I could see it being around 20 bucks. Next we have Boa, and this actually is a pretty good blue generic staple-ish card. $65 for that waifu tax. Don't see it holding that. Definitely see it going down. Same with Stussy. $42 isn't awful, but I do see this being more around 25. It's already gone down from 50 down to 45. But it is a good generic black card. So Ace, we have seen a drop in this one already. Foils were listed for $60, and these have been selling like hotcakes, man. I mean, fuck. This card has been going crazy ever since it was listed on the 10th. People have been buying up play sets of these, or if not play sets, then close to play sets for 60, and the price has just been decreasing, and I don't really know why. You know, they're selling. People are buying them at the higher price point, but stores just want to list these and sell them because they know that they're going to get a lot of them. I want to say you'll probably get 4 of these and 4 Sabos in a case, not counting the alt art secrets, but Yeah, I mean, 60 bucks down to 40 bucks. I'm not complaining. I need 4 of these. So I'm happy to see it. And I do see this card settling around $25, $30 just because it is a secret rare that you can pull easily in a set like this. Dragon. Now, I think this is a sleeper, but I don't think it's $40. I think this will be like $10, $15. I think it is a sleeper card. This is one of your red staples that you really want to have if you're considering ever playing red. This card's really, really good. Next we have Otama, and I think this one is also going to be a sleeper. I think it'll go down at the beginning just because Wano isn't very played, but a couple leaders and decks can really take advantage of this, specifically the Wano Perona build and green red Odin, as well as your Yamato builds that play Wano and stuff like that. So if this card does go down, I would consider picking it up in case we ever get more good green Wano support. But Law, I also think this card's extremely busted. However, kind of specific to a couple decks right now. If we see some more generic blue leaders come out that could abuse this card, I think it'd be worth it, but 35 bucks is not worth it now. I see this being about 10, 15. Sabo at about $30. I see this going down to about 20. Great card, but I think people are just hunting after the ace a little bit more. And if people are hunting this card, they're not hunting playsets. They're hunting twos. So, next we have Jinbei, and I also see this being about 10, 15. You know, there is that Dofi and 7 Warlords hype right now. People are really hype about Boa, Dofi, maybe even Croc. I don't know. This card is really good, but I don't believe it's $30 good. People have been buying them, though. Not too many sales, but still a decent chunk. And then we have Sengoku, and I think this one is also another sleeper. It is a good generic 7 Warlords searcher, and I could see this played in the future in some different decks and leaders. So keep your eye on this one, but I don't think it's 25 bucks. I do think this will be about $10, maybe even less. Next, we have the supers. Let's go ahead and jump into those because these are a little all over the place. And right now, Stussie's at the top, which is kind of shocking. You know, this card's really good. People are trying to pick up copies of this for your Rob Lucci decks. But yeah, I mean, 10 bucks. I don't think it's awful for pre-release price if you're really itching to get those cards super fast. But I do see this being cheaper than that. Sanji, I guess we were looking at market price. Yeah, market price for Stussy was 20. Sorry. Sanji, $17. I do see this holding probably about a $15 price point. I'll be honest. I don't think this will go down too much. And if it does, I'll eat my words. But for now, I think that this card is good and it's super generic and needed for a lot of purple decks moving forward in the future. It's just such a good card. Lilith, this is not going to be $11, man. This is going to be one of the dollar supers of the set. Luffy, I do see this holding about $10. This card's really, really strong. Next, we have Foxy Altart. I think this and Porsche are like the bottom of the bunch, unfortunately. But 17 bucks, you know, it is a good-looking card. It's half generic. Like, if your leader's Foxy Pirates, it gets a first effect. But if you're not, I mean, you still get the second effect to ramp. But I just don't think it's a super good card. I do see this being around $5. Bonnie, $10. I could see this being maybe a little less than $10, but not 10 on the dot. And then same with Boa. This is $10 now, but I do see it going down. Dragon as well, definitely not a $10, but I would recommend picking up your playsets. Most of these cards, honestly, they're all really, really good. Same with Hawkins. I don't see this being $10. Actually, I see this being right around there with Boa and Jewelry Bonnie as well. And then we have Jinbei. I do see this being about $5, maybe even a little less. And finally, we have Porsche. I think we skipped the Porsche Altart. I don't think it has any sales yet, so that's why we didn't find it on here. But this is only $5 as well, and I do see this being another one of your dollar supers of the set. But that's about all I got for you. This is a little bit longer video today, and I wanted to try and keep it short and concise. So we're going to wrap it up here. But make sure to go check out Dueling Guard. Use that code to get a discount at checkout. Let me know what you think about your pre-release prices right now and how you did your pre-releases if you went into any. But we'll be back next week to check in on the prices after official release. So I guess I'll see you in the next one. Peace.